This is April Garrett with Seniors Blue Book, and today on Senior Care Spotlight, we welcome a new partner of Seniors Blue Book. Welcome Ashley Sharek, founder of Sharek Law Firm. How are you today, Ashley?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's great to see you on this lovely day in Pittsburgh.
Yes, sun's out finally.
I know. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your law firm?
So at Sharek Law, I wanted to focus on estate planning. So I have a boutique law firm. That's all I do is estate planning, estate administration. And I really focus on any part of your life and the planning. So if we're planning for a family with small children, the planning is totally different than what we do for somebody that's in retirement and is looking forward to making sure their assets are protected for long-term care. So I really focus on taking a tailored, personalized approach to my clients. No two situations are the same, so their documents shouldn't be the same. Mm-hmm. And I'm a virtual law firm. So what that means is I meet my clients where they're at. I used to work at a big firm, and so many times, estate planning is not something anybody wants to do. No one wants to talk about it, and I get that. And then you add all the obstacles that life throws your way as far as, driving to an office and paying for parking. And if you're going downtown, figuring out where on earth you're going, taking a day off of work, all of those obstacles that life throws in your way. So I try to eliminate as many of those obstacles as possible for my clients. So, doctors aren't the only ones that make house calls. I make house calls as well. I meet my clients where they're at. So if they're in a rehabilitation facility, if they're in a senior living care center, if they're just housebound at their home, wherever they're at, I come to them for the meetings. I bring everybody with me. So the other witnesses, the notary, when we actually sign the documents, I bring all those people with me so they don't have to worry about it. With COVID, we've done some modifications as far as, our initial meetings. I used to always do those in person. Now we're doing those via Zoom. And we do whatever the clients are most comfortable with. So if the weather's nice, sometimes we do a document signing outside on someone's porch. So we just are kind of rolling with the punches to make everything work for our clients. So we know that they have peace of mind knowing that everything is done and taken care of and they don't have to worry about it.
Sure. Why don't you tell our followers what areas of Pittsburgh do you cover?
So I'm licensed in all of Pennsylvania. So I actually can travel the entire state, which I do. I have clients on the other side of the state as well. I live north of the city. So I do primarily focus on Allegheny, Westmoreland, Beaver, Butler, the whole way up to Mercer and Lawrence County. So I am in the North Hills though, but I do travel all over. I'm right on the 79 corridor. So it's very easy for me to pop down to all of my clients down in the South Hills as well.
Wonderful. So here's a few questions for you. Will my old will or living trust protect my assets if I need long-term care?
So the short answer is no. A lot of times when we do a will for somebody or what we call a living trust or a family trust, we have different goals with those documents. Usually that type of trust is to avoid going through probate and making everything public record for the whole world to see. It's a different type of trust that we need to put into place if we are truly trying to protect assets so that you can qualify for Medicaid and still have assets and you don't have to go through the spend down period where literally you spend down to have almost nothing. So it's a different type of trust that we would need to put into place. And that's something that we focus on with our seniors who are looking ahead to make sure that they are financially protected, so that they can make sure they qualify for long-term care and have coverage for long-term care without losing everything that they've worked their whole life for. So we would need to put a different document into place as opposed to their older will or living trust that they had maybe from when they had kids or when they were in their 40s or 50s. This would be a different type of document we would put into place.
Sure. What are my options to get help with financial decisions and medical decisions?
So a lot of times, I tell people when you hit a certain age, it's not that you can't do those things. You've hit that point in your life where you're just going to delegate those out to somebody else, and you just say, I don't want to do those things anymore. I don't want to have to go to the bank to deposit a check anymore. So there's documents that we can put into place, a power of attorney and a healthcare directive that actually allows you to make the choice yourself while you have capacity. You get to choose who you want to help you with those things or to make those decisions for you. And there's different ways that we can structure them. Sometimes I have people that want to do a power of attorney and name their children to act as their agent because, they need help with some of those day-to-day things as filing taxes, going to the bank, talking to their financial advisor, those types of financial decisions. There's other people that say, I want to do all of those things, but I want to have somebody in place if I'm incapacitated. So we can actually draft that document so it doesn't come into play until you would actually be deemed incapacitated, where that agent needs to step in and help you. So we really tailor that to what the client prefers and what they feel most comfortable with.
Sure. When is it too late to protect my assets from Medicaid to be able to leave anything for my children or my grandchildren?
So I always tell people it's never too late, but the sooner we do proactive planning, the more of your assets you can protect and pass forward. So Medicaid does have a 5-year look back period. So they will actually go back 72 months from when you apply for long-term care to see if you transferred assets out, made large gifts to family members or grandchildren, or retitled assets, sold off your house to a child, anything like that. So the sooner we can do this planning and shelter those assets, the sooner all of them would be protected. If we do what I call crisis planning, that's where you're already in a nursing home and needing to qualify for long-term care so that you don't have, you don't spend down everything. It's really, honestly, it's really sad when you start to do the math. I've had clients call me and they'll say, my parents have already sold their house. They've liquidated everything. I've done the math and we only have money left for 6 months of coverage, and then they have nothing. They have nothing left. So we never want to get to that point. We want to try to protect earlier, because if we're in that crisis planning mode, we really typically can only protect half of what's left. So if we plan in advance, which is hard for some people to, want to have that conversation and do that type of planning. And I totally understand that. But the further we can plan ahead, the more we can protect.
Sure. In your office, you offer webinars monthly online, correct? Free educational webinars?
I do. Education is very, very important to me. I never want my clients, or even just somebody who came and attended a webinar, I never want them to have questions or be confused about what the documents mean, or why they have the documents they have, or why they put the plan in place that they put into place. I've talked to some people and I'll say, oh, well, why do you have this document? And they'll say, oh, I don't know. That's what the lawyer told me to sign. Okay. So I never want my clients to have that kind of approach. I always want them to be educated and informed and understand why we did the plan that we did for them, because then they can explain it to their loved ones and say, I know what I was doing. This is what I wanted. And this is why we did this. So education is very, very important to me. So I do monthly webinars, and they can register right on the website. It's shareklaw.com.
Wonderful. So is there anything else that you'd like to share with our followers today?
If you have existing documents, or if, this is something that's kind of always been on the back burner and you've never gotten around to doing it, please feel free to reach out to me. There's no charge for your initial meeting with me. I love to just sit down and help people understand, kind of what everything can do to actually help them and why we need to put these things into place. And it kind of gets everything else organized for them as well. So, there's never a question where anything is, or if something were to happen and I'm working with their children and we need to track down assets, everything is in one place. So everybody has peace of mind and knows where everything is. So I just really like to, if you have questions or you think that this might be something that could help you or a loved one, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love a chance to chat with you and explore that further to see if that's something that we could do.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Go enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. You too.
All right. I'll see you soon. Thanks, Ashley.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.